Good afternoon, sports fans. My name is Matthew Gorby, host of Matt Gorby Sports Analysis. Welcome to episode 6. It has been a while since we've had our last episode. This is the first episode that will be released in July, the lovely month of July, the very hot month of July, as it has been pretty hot so far. It's cooled down a bit here in southwestern Pennsylvania. But man, it hasn't cooled down is the sports world. We have a lot to talk about today, including, now, obviously, the biggest thing is the World Cup right now, which we will get to. But the thing that I want to talk about that we haven't been able to talk about because the last episode, it wasn't released yet. It was released, the news was released shortly after last time's episode. But 41-year-old Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James told the team that he wants to be a free agent. He will no longer be a Laker, so he is now looking for a new place to live, new team to play for, a new city to make happy. Or maybe it won't be a new city. Maybe he'll go back to one of his old cities, including Miami, who he played for from 2010 to 2014. Well, I should say the 2010 offseason to the 2014 offseason. Before that, he played in Cleveland, and after that, he played in Cleveland, which is obviously where I want him to end up, is Cleveland. Obviously, the Cavs have a great core right now with their four guys, Harden, Mitchell, Allen, and Mobley. And they have some guys off the bench that are really solid, Max Strus, Dennis Schroeder, Sam Merrill. They no longer have Dean Wade after he signed with the 76ers. So, if we can get LeBron at the right price, I would love it. If we can somehow keep Max Strus and Sam Merrill and get LeBron on the team, that would be awesome. I'm assuming we would have to move on from Strus, but maybe keep Merrill. I'm not so sure on what the plan is. All I know is there's a bunch of rumors every single day. There's rumors. At first, there was rumors he was going to Golden State. He was the favorite to go. Golden State was the favorite to sign him, and then it was Miami, and now it's been Cleveland for the last few days. But then, I forget the guy's name. Came out with news yesterday. Oh, LeBron is a done deal with a team that's not Cleveland. Get the hell out of here. You are fake news. But man, LeBron at 41 years old is probably the best free agent on the market in the NBA right now. A 41-year-old. At least he's the most hyped up free agent. Everybody's waiting to see where he signs. Is it going to be Cleveland? Is he going to go back home? Is it going to be Miami? The way he left Miami was a little shitty. They just got done with that finals loss against San Antonio. They were feeling embarrassed, and LeBron just leaves them, goes back home, wins the ring with Cleveland. So a lot of Miami fans were kind of disappointed with the way he left, but you can't be disappointed when he won you 2 championships and brought you to 4 finals. So, I don't understand the bitterness right there. I don't want to see him go to Golden State as much as everybody wants to see him and Curry play together. I don't want to see him and Curry play together. Yeah, it would probably be cool, but I don't want to see them play together. As a Cavs fan that hated the Warriors for 4 straight years, really even more than that, I do not want to see LeBron go back there. I think it would, honestly, stain his legacy a little bit, even though I really don't think it would, but it kind of would. People would use that against him. Oh, he went to his old rival's team. I don't think Golden State gives him the best chance to win. In fact, I think Cleveland gives LeBron a way better chance to win a championship than Golden State does. And I will die on that hill. But a lot of people are just overlooking Cleveland for some reason. I don't think Miami would be a good fit because I think the spacing would be terrible. You don't have a lot of shooters on that team. You'd have him, Giannis, and Adebayo. Adebayo can shoot, but he's not a shooter, right? Giannis, he's not a shooter. He's a guy that drives in. He's a guy that plays Hall of Fame level defense. LeBron, he can shoot, but he's not, known as a shooter. So I know they have Tim Hardaway, who he can knock down threes. Davion Mitchell, not sold on him completely, that he's going to be their point guard. They have some guys on the bench that are, some young guys. I don't know. I just don't really like the Miami fit. I think Philadelphia would be a great fit, but I also don't want to see him go to Philly because what does he have to do with Philly? Nothing. right? Or am I tripping? Does he have any correlation to Philadelphia? I don't think so. Kevin Hart would be really happy. But obviously they just had the big trade for Jaylen Brown. They got Maxey, Embiid. Who am I missing? They just signed Dean Wade, by the way. Who am I missing that's big on their team? Maybe not. Maybe I'm not missing anybody. Maybe I just... Brown, Maxey, Embiid. They got some good guys on the bench. Do they still have Quentin Grimes, or did he sign elsewhere? No, I think he signed with the Lakers, actually. Did he sign with the Lakers? Yes, he did sign with the Lakers. He's a guy that could shoot, play a little bit of defense, I think. That's going to be kind of a big loss off the bench there. But man, I've been thinking about this for the last 8 years, though. I've wanted LeBron to end his career in Cleveland so bad for the last 8 years. I've wanted him at least to come back to Cleveland because I miss him. I know he already came back to Cleveland, but a second reunion would be really, really nice. And I think LeBron, he's just one of those guys that even at 41 years old can completely just transition a team, I believe. Not only with his abilities on the court, but his IQ and his ability to lead a team. I think LeBron, wherever he ends up, he's gonna have a chance to win a championship. His time in LA was definitely the worst out of his other two, or actually I should say 3 tenures with his first tenure with the Cavs, and then his time with the Heat, and then his second tenure with the Cavs. Even though he did win a championship, well, I shouldn't say it was his worst tenure. I'm going to count both of his Cavs tenures in the same one. So he had 1 championship with Cleveland, he had 2 with Miami, and he had 1 in LA. I would say it's probably his worst tenure. If you had to compare his different tenures, his first tenure in Cleveland, I think, is his most athletic. You could say that might even be his peak. That's when LeBron peaked. I don't think it was. A lot of people say 2009 is when he peaked. He won MVP that year. I think that was his first year he won MVP. It had to have been. So you could maybe say that, or maybe it wasn't his first year. He has what? Does he have 4 or 5 MVPs? Why do I think he has 4. Maybe he has 5. He should have 5. If he doesn't have 5, he should have 5 because he should have won in 2011 over Derrick Rose. Kill me, I don't care. He should have beat Derrick Rose out on the MVP in 2011. Quite bullshit. Let's compare their numbers really quick. Let me go on AI, type in, give me Derrick Rose 2011 versus LeBron James 2011 stats. Why does that say... Okay, D Rose versus LeBron 2011 stats. Also, I apologize if you guys can hear the AC in the background. I don't know what's going on. What is going on with Google Gemini? Okay, we're going to skip that for now. We're going to talk a little bit more about LeBron, though. I really want LeBron to be a Cav. I would be extremely happy. I would be completely, my life would be fulfilled, basically, if he came. I'm just kidding, of course. But I would be very happy if LeBron comes back to Cleveland. Now, obviously, I want it to happen at the right price. By the way, on Twitter today, and not only on Twitter, but on Instagram, I saw something that I thought was fake, but I keep seeing it a little bit. And it's the fact that Miami, Dallas, and Cleveland is potentially working on a 3-team trade. A 3-team trade that would consist of... Let me see if I can find this on Twitter somewhere. It would be... Actually, I think I took a picture of it on my phone. Let me look. A 3-team deal that would include... Okay, no, I did not take a picture of it. I'm sorry, I took a picture. I'm thinking of something else. But anyway, it involves... I know Dallas would send Kyrie, Daniel Gafford to Cleveland. Cleveland would send James Harden to Miami. And Miami would send something to Dallas. And then I think Cleveland sends Dennis Schroeder to... I don't know, I forget. But all in all, it would end up sending Kyrie to Cleveland, James Harden to Miami, and I forget what Dallas is getting. Honestly, it kind of was a stupid trade because Dallas would be getting Jarrett Allen. That's right. Now I just remember. Jarrett Allen would be going to Dallas, and there's some other guys in the deal. I know they said Gafford to Cleveland, which if Cleveland got rid of Jarrett Allen and somehow brought in Kyrie and Daniel Gafford and they had to get rid of Schroeder, and James Harden, I would be fine with that. Have Kyrie at the 1, Don at the 2, Bron at the 3, Mobley at the 4, Gafford at the 5. Off the bench, you could have Sam Merrill. You could have, you wouldn't have Schroeder anymore, so you'd probably have to, we have Craig Porter Jr., though. He could be a solid guard off the bench. We could also have Thomas Bryant off the bench. Good old Thomas Bryant. Yeah. Do we still have Keon Ellis? Did he sign somewhere else? Do we still have him? I think we do. Unless I'm tripping. No, he signed with... Damn. No, he didn't sign with anybody. I looked up the wrong guy. I looked up the wrong guy. No, I did not. I did look up Keon Ellis. Never mind. Doesn't he have a brother, though? Or am I tripping? I guess he doesn't. Keon Ellis signed with the Brooklyn Nets. Actually, I think I did know this. But didn't he play for... Or am I tripping? Wait a minute. Did he play for Brooklyn before? Hold on. No, he was on not Brooklyn. He was on Sacramento. That's right. I'm an idiot. I knew that. He was on Sacramento, not Brooklyn. Ball knowledge, I guess. He was in Sacramento for 4 years. Didn't really do too much. How many points did he average? Why is he not telling me how many points he averaged? Oh, there we go. Yeah, didn't do too much. Obviously a bench player his whole career. But hey, he could have been a solid guy to have off the bench. I know he made some big plays for Cleveland down the stretch in the regular season. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say about LeBron other than I love him and I hope he comes back to Cleveland. And whatever he does, I'll still love him, except if he goes to Golden State. I will be pissed. I will be so pissed if he teams up with Curry. I will be so pissed. Everybody's talking about how they want that to happen. I absolutely do not want that to happen. I would hate that. I do not want to see... Now, let's say if LeBron came back to Cleveland and, let's say Harden and Mitchell weren't in the picture, I would 100% want Curry to come to Cleveland. I'd love to see Curry and LeBron play together in Cleveland, but not in Golden State. Absolutely not. I agree with the people saying that he should not do that because he shouldn't. What else is going on in the NBA? Well, Victor Wembanyama just had a major extension, a 5-year, $252 million contract extension. He actually took a slight discount by opting for a structure that occupies 25% of the team's cap instead of the 30% he qualified for. So he intentionally gave the Spurs more financial flexibility to build a better roster around him. I still think they need to get rid of De'Aaron Fox. I think they need to trade him and let Dylan Harper steal the show. Just have that core Harper, Wemby, and Castle. That's what I think. But, I'm not an NBA GM. I've never played a game of organized basketball in my life. So, I maybe my opinion doesn't really matter. But that's a great job for Wemby getting his bag after his third season in the NBA and after he led the Spurs to the NBA Finals and had an MVP caliber season where he was an MVP candidate. So shout out Wemby. He deserves that money. He deserves that bag. He's going to be killing it the next 5 years. We'll see how much money he's making after his 5-year contract because he's going to be what? How old is he right now? 22? He's going to be what? 27, 28 by the time this contract's over? He's going to be like pretty much in the prime of his career. If he's not in the prime already, if he's not getting into his prime already, he's going to be in this prime. He's going to be making a lot of money over his NBA career. So there's that. Some summer league action going on right now as Chicago Bulls rookie Caleb Wilson completely stole the show last night in Las Vegas against the Grizzlies by dropping 35 points. They did lose, however, but it's summer league. You know, the whole point of summer league is really just to get these young guys going, see what they can do. I know Darren Peterson had a great night the other night. AJ Dybance, they look really good. Boy, this draft class looks really fun. Looks really talented. A lot of big guys at the top. I cannot wait to see all these guys play. I really like Darren Peterson and watching him play. The big thing around him going into the draft was, you know, how at Kansas he missed a lot of games that maybe he shouldn't have, maybe for some minor injuries. But hey, if I am a 5-star basketball player that's projected to go in the top 3 of the NBA draft and I have any slight inconvenience in college, I am sitting out a game. If I have any slight inconvenience with my body, I am sitting out there. I'm not risking getting hurt if I'm a guaranteed top 3 pick. I think Darren Peterson should have went number 1 overall. Now, AJ Dybance, he's a little bit of a better defender, I believe. He's got a bigger wingspan. He's taller. So, you know, maybe they just liked him better. The Wizards did. He also is probably going to fit better on that Wizards team. But I think Darren Peterson is going to be the best player out of this draft. I really, really like him. He reminds me a lot of, I don't want to say this, but I do. The way he plays reminds me of Michael Jordan. I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan. I'm comparing the way he plays. He plays a lot like Michael Jordan, and I really, really like that. Darius Acuff, which I forget where he got drafted to, but he reminds me a lot of Anthony Edwards, the way he plays. I thought that when I was watching him in March, he reminded me so much of Anthony Edwards. I think he could be that type of player. Maybe not as good as him, but he's going to be solid as he plays for the Sacramento Kings now. Damn, that kind of sucks. What's going on in Sacramento? I wonder what that's. You know, at the end of the day, that's actually, you know, California's capital. Not Los Angeles, not San Diego, not San Francisco, but Sacramento. I wonder what's going on over there. I wonder what the people in Sacramento are talking about. I guess they're talking about Darius Acuff Jr. Excited for him to play. He had 19 points in his first summer league game. He shot 9 of 29 though. Oh wait, or he shot 6 of 20. I don't know what this is saying. He had 19 points, 7 assists, and he went 6 of 20 from the field. But that's pretty normal for a guy in I don't know if this was his first summer league game or not, actually. I actually don't know. But, you know, something you kind of expect a young guy to struggle shooting. I know Victor Wembanyama in his first ever summer league game, he was terrible, but he also said he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So give time to these young guys to adjust. I think Acuff is going to be a great point guard in this league, or guard overall, whatever he is. He's going to be a great player, I think. I really like watching him play. Other than that, the NBA. Oh yes, huge story out of the NBA. Was it last night or the night before? I think it was the night before. The news came out yesterday. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, for those that do not know, they were teammates on the Miami Heat for 7 seasons, from 2019 to just last season, or 2020 to just last season. 2 guys that were really close, 2 great teammates, guys that have been to the finals multiple times. 2 great basketball players for the Miami Heat. Well, I guess Tyler Hero he's no longer a Miami Heat. He now plays for the Bucks, as he was a part of that huge trade haul for Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is a guy that kind of was unfortunate. And I kind of wanted to see Hero stay in Miami, but he's back in his home state of Wisconsin. But anyway, in Las Vegas the other night, in a practice gym, Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo got into a little bit of a fight as Bam Adebayo hit him with a left or a right hook. I'm not sure which one it was. He hit him with a hook, though, in the face after an argument. Something about over social media, some social media argument, something kind of dumb. I'm sure they'll make up. I'm sure they'll get over it. They're two grown men. They played together for 7 years. They were close friends. I'm sure they'll get over it. I'm sure just something, maybe, some things were said that shouldn't have been said, and sometimes that happens. I get into fights with people I love all the time, and hopefully they get over it. Hopefully they don't have any bad blood. But hey, if they do, the Bucks Heat first matchup next season will be really fun to watch. Other than that, the MLB draft just started, by the way. Literally just started, not even an hour ago, as the White Sox took UCLA shortstop. I'm going to mess up this name. It's either Roach or Roch. Cholowski, something like that. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name wrong. I don't watch college baseball. I honestly haven't really heard about this guy, but he went number one overall, so he must be something. Congratulations to him. I don't know who else went where, but shout out Chicago, got their guy. And let's actually do a little MLB update. It's been a while since we've done that. We have some more stuff I want to talk about after that as well. A few important things, a few non-important things, but let's do it. Let's look up MLB standings. By the way, Shohei Ohtani just got hurt. I think they said it's like an undisclosed injury, I think. I'm pretty sure no one knows what happened to him, but he will not be playing in the upcoming All-Star game. Which is really unfortunate. That All-Star game, by the way, I think is it next Tuesday? I want to say it's next Tuesday, but I'm not 100% certain. It's usually on a Tuesday, I think. But anyway, let's do a MLB standings update. In first place in the American League East is the Tampa Bay Rays with a 55-37 record. Shout out Tampa Bay. It seems like they're always good, at least competing. They've played great at home. They're 34-14 at home. They're only 21-23 on the road, but with how good their home record is right now, I don't think it really matters how bad their road record is. The Yankees behind them, 4 games back of them, 52-42 second in the AL East. The Blue Jays, third in the AL East, at 45-49. Tied with them are the Red Sox, who actually, I think, have gone up since the last time. Actually, they definitely have, because they're 8-2 in their last 10. The Red Sox, look at Boston. Playing some good baseball. 44-48 now. Only 11 games back of first place. They're tied for third right now. So shout out Boston. The thing about Boston is that they've played bad at home. They're 17-27, but they're 27-21 on the road. So shout out Boston. Playing good on the road. Love to see it. Baltimore, 5th place in that division. They are 1.5 games back of Toronto and Boston with a 44-51 record. They've played pretty mid at home, and they've played pretty poorly on the road. That rounds out the American League East. Let's go to the Central now. The White Sox, who we were just talking about, who had the number 1 pick, they are number 1 in their division. So shout out Chicago in this pretty shitty division, not going to lie. You got the White Sox, number 1, 48-45. They played really good at home, but they played really bad on the road. The Guardians, they are actually tied for first place, 49-46. 2 games, they are 24-22 at home, 25-24 on the road. You got the Twins at 46-49 right behind them, 3 games back of first place. How about the Detroit Tigers, who had an awful start to the season? They are also starting to heat up. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They are 44-50. They are only 4.5 games back of first place. I could definitely see the Tigers winning this division still. The Royals, though, maybe not them. They're 38-57. They're 11 games back of first place. Pretty rough year for the Royals so far. Now, moving on to the American League West, we have in first place the Texas Rangers. Shout out Tyler McGrew, my boy's favorite team. They are 48-46. They are 23-21 at home. They are also 25-25 on the road. 6-4 in their last 10. In seconds to the Seattle Mariners with a 47-48 record. 1.5 games back of Texas. Houston behind them with a 46-50 record. They are 3 games back of first place. The A's behind Houston, 41-53. They're 7 games back of first place. And in 5th are the Angels with a 38-57 record. And they are 10.5 games back of first place. Moving on to the National League East. In first place is the Atlanta Braves, who have a 54-39 record. 27-18 at home, 27-21 on the road. In second, and actually tied for second, are the Phillies and Marlins, both with a 52-43 record, both 3 games back of first place. The Marlins 7-3 in their last 10, the Phillies 5-5 in their last 10. Shout out Miami, they're having a great year. Washington in fourth with a 48-47 record, 7 games back of first place. And by the way, the Nationals, one of those few teams, by the way, that have played bad at home and have played really good on the road. They're 20-29 at home, 28-18 on the road. Something really interesting there. The Mets, my Mets, love my Mets, but it has not been our year whatsoever. 40-55, 15 games back of first place, 21-26 at home, 19-29 on the road. It's been a miserable year for my Mets. Hopefully we can get something going, but if we don't, then we don't. The National League Central has the Milwaukee Brewers, who have just been a force this year. They're 59-34. They're 29-18 at home. They're 30-16 on the road. They're having a great year. The Cubs in second. This is probably the best division in baseball, by the way, at least the most competitive division. Well, actually, it's not the most competitive division, but it probably is the best division. The Brewers, 59-34 in first. We already read them. Cubs in second at 52-42. They're 7.5 back. The Cardinals behind them at 49-44, 10 games back of first place. We also have the Pittsburgh Pirates, my hometown Pittsburgh Pirates, at 47-47. And the Cincinnati Reds in fifth at 43-50. Rounding out the MLB, we have the National League West with the best team in baseball. In first place, the Los Angeles Dodgers at 61-34 with a 31-17 home record, a 30-17 road record, and they have just been killing it. But we'll see how bad Ohtani is injured, but I don't really think it'll make that much of a difference, honestly. The Dodgers are just so stacked. I think they're going to be fine. The Diamondbacks in second in that division, 47-47. They're 13.5 back of LA. The Padres right behind them, 46-48 with their 14.5 games back of first place. The Giants behind them. There's a big gap between them and the Padres. The Giants 39-55, 21.5 out. Rockies 39-57, 22.5 games out. So that's the update for the MLB standings. Once again, I haven't been watching baseball this year. I know I should be, but I just haven't. One main reason is because the Mets haven't been doing good, so I haven't had as much motivation to watch baseball. But overall, I just haven't really been keeping up with the game, which kind of is unfortunate. Maybe I'll take a look at the All-Star game. My boy Juan Soto, he's an All-Star, so I'm excited for him. He's been having a hell of a year. But yeah, that is it for the MLB standings update. Just a few more things that I want to touch on. I want to talk... Okay, by the way, we'll get to the World Cup last. Aaron Donald was seen at a Rams practice today, or yesterday, or whatever, which is kind of scary, because if you are unaware, Myles Garrett is now a Los Angeles Ram after that trade that happened. Aaron Donald is a player. How old is he? 32, 33, 35. No, I think he's 35, actually. He's older than 33. I think he's 35. Let me look. He is 35 years old. I don't care. If Aaron Donald came back to the NFL and played for the Rams this season, I swear, he would be a top... I don't know what I'm going to say. Top 5? No, not top 5. Maybe, though. Top 10. He would be a top 10 defensive player in the National Football League. I don't care. He hasn't played since 2022. He hasn't played since 2022, but I don't care. He would be a force to be reckoned with. I think Aaron Donald, if he came back and played this season, he would be a top defensive player. That's how much I believe in him. And that would be very scary, especially for the NFC West. If Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett were on the same team, that would kind of be a little unstoppable. Of course, it wouldn't be prime Aaron Donald, but I still think he would be at the top of stats for defenders in the NFL. I swear, I think he would. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but that's what I think. I think if Aaron Donald came back and played this season, I think he would be a top defensive tackle in the NFL. There's no doubt in my mind. Other than that, I want to talk a little bit about the World Cup. Obviously, I don't have a lot of knowledge about soccer, but I'll do my best. So we have two quarterfinals games tonight. At 5 o'clock, we have Norway, which is led by Erling Haaland, and they are facing off against England. England has that one guy named Kane, right? Or am I thinking of Canada? Isn't there a guy with the last name Kane that's really good that plays for England? Oh, really sad news, actually. That I did see this earlier. Very sad news. A midfielder for South Africa, Jaden Adams, died tragically at the age of 25, just weeks after his World Cup appearance. I'm not sure how he passed away. I don't really want to look too much into it, but that is incredibly sad. Obviously, my thoughts and prayers are with the country of South Africa right now, and also, of course, Adams' friends and family and all of his teammates and fans. That is just, obviously something you never want to see. But yeah, there's that. I don't want to get too deep into that because it's pretty sad. I don't want this to be a sad podcast, but there is that. But yeah, right now the World Cup is really been really entertaining. Some great games. Argentina had an incredible comeback against Egypt last round. Or was that the round? Was that the round of 16? No, it was the round of. Yes, wait. Yes, it was the round of 16. I'm sorry. Today is the round of. It's the round of 8, but it's the quarterfinals. Argentina. It was 2-0 with like 78 minutes into the game, and they had 2 goals. One of them was a Messi goal. One of them was a head tap by somebody, or maybe that was the last one. I know Messi scored one. I forget if that was for the tie or if that was the first one. I'm not sure. But that was a great game. That was really fun. The United States just got their ass kicked by Belgium. That was really hard to watch. I watched some of that game, and it was just insanely hard to watch. My dad was also watching it, and he actually thought that Belgium was the United States for a solid 20 minutes because they were wearing white, and it just, kind of looked like something the USA would wear. So he was actually rooting for the wrong team for a little bit, but it's okay. They should make it a little bit more clear on who's who. But anyway, the other quarterfinals game is Argentina, led by Lionel Messi, versus Switzerland, which I have no idea. I have no clue anything about Switzerland, their team, their anything. I don't know anything about them. But I'm sure they're good because they made it this far. So it should be probably a good game. I do know that France versus Spain, which is going to be the first semifinal matchup, at least it's the first one that we know of. After France beat Morocco, Spain beat Belgium 2-1. That game should be incredible. Spain has a guy that's really good, and I can't think of his name, but he is really, really freaking good. Let me look. I think is it Yamo? Is that who I'm thinking of? I don't know how to say his name, but I think it's that guy I'm thinking of. That's really good and really fast. I'm not sure. I wish I knew more about soccer. I have to get my boy Dylan Stewart on this podcast. Shout out, Stewie. But I think there's a good chance. If you had to ask me, not knowing anything really about soccer, but just from what I've heard and what I see, I think France is going to win it all. They were the runners-up in the last World Cup. Remember, they had that heartbreaking loss. They were down 2-0 with like 79 minutes into the game. Mbappe had that penalty kick that he scored, and then he had that incredible goal to tie it. And then the game ended up going into sudden death or in overtime, whatever they call it. And Argentina ended up winning. Messi got that World Cup win. But, hey, man, there's a good chance we see that same final again. If Argentina can win today, all they got to do is win one more against England or Norway, and they're headed to the World Cup final. I think, though, I'm rooting for Norway. Holland is a really fun player to watch, and seems like he's loving America. By the way, all these Europeans that have come over to the United States, I had no idea that that nobody else in the world knows what ranch dressing is. That was a huge deal. In fact, there was a guy from, it was either Scotland or Switzerland or Sweden. Actually, it might have been Sweden. I think it was Sweden. And I didn't even see the video. In fact, I want to look up if I can find this video really quick because I want to watch it. But there was a guy that was trying to take home... let me type this in really quick. There was a guy trying to take ranch dressing home at the airport to his home country, and they weren't allowing him because apparently, it's, I don't know if it's banned there or if you're just not allowed to take it on the airline. I would have to imagine ranch dressing isn't banned in Sweden. I want to see if I can find this video. Okay, is this it? This isn't going to load because I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. I'm only connected to my hotspot, so I don't know. But so many Europeans are just fascinated with ranch dressing. Another one is Buc-ee's, which I've actually never been to. I tried getting to Buc-ee's in Tennessee, could not. There was just too many people there. Buc-ee's is, I think everybody knows what Buc-ee's is. It's a huge gas station with like 100 pumps. And it's just, it's a damn, I don't even know what to call it. It's just huge. It's huge. But Taco Bell is another one that a lot of Europeans love. Is there no Taco Bell in Europe? There has to be. Walmart, Wendy's, Chipotle. No, these are all in Europe. I don't know why these guys are making a big deal about all this shit. Or maybe they're not. Maybe I'm wrong. Is there no Taco Bell in Europe? Is there Taco Bells in Europe? Oh, I know why it's not loading, because my hotspot actually disconnected. That's exactly why. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to ask, this is non-sports related, but I want to know if there's Taco Bells in Europe. There has to be, right? It's a huge fast food chain. Yes, Taco Bell has a presence in Europe. There are over 90 locations spread across countries like the UK, Spain, Finland, and the Netherlands. The menu includes fan favorites like the Crunchy Taco and Baja Blast, but also features local twists like pork options and vegetarian meals. Wow, interesting. Vegetarian fajitas. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know why they're making a big deal about Taco Bell. Maybe they live in a country where there's no Taco Bell. I don't know. But all I know is that there was a guy from Europe, I think he was from Sweden, that was at an airport and he bought ranch dressing and he was not allowed to take it on the plane. So his response to that was chugging the whole thing at TSA. Unbelievably legendary. That is so awesome. He chugged a bottle of ranch dressing. Pretty disgusting, but hey, if you're a foreigner and you really like ranch dressing, I bet the guy didn't feel so well after the fact. It's actually kind of making me a little bit sick just thinking about it, but that's okay. But yeah, that's a little bit about the World Cup. Like I said, and like I've been saying, I don't know a lot about soccer. I don't know a lot about the players and stuff like that, but it obviously is a lot of fun to keep up with. This is one of the biggest sporting events in the world, if not the biggest sporting event. I mean, there are billions tuning in for this. So maybe I shouldn't say billions. I don't know how many people are tuning into the World Cup. It has to be maybe a billion. I mean, there's a lot of people on this earth, and there's a lot of people that watch soccer over on the other side of the world. So I'm not sure what the viewership is. I know that Roger Goodell has talked about, the commissioner of the NFL has talked about having an expansion in the NFL and expanding teams to Europe. They've already had, in the past several years, they've had some games in Europe. to see what that fan base is like. And there's definitely a huge chance that the NFL expands to Europe, which I think would be awesome. I think it would be awesome for the sport. I think it would be awesome for the fan base. Welcoming a whole new fan base in. I think that would be awesome for the NFL. But right now in the World Cup, the top 3 guys for the Golden Boot Award, which is the award given to the person with the most goals scored in the World Cup. Right now, in third is Haaland with 7, and tied for first is Mbappe and Messi with 8. 2 of the guys that were in the World Cup final the last time around. 2 of the best soccer players in the world. Arguably the best soccer player of all time with the guy that's the best player in the world right now, Mbappe. By the way, Kylian Mbappe. And another thing is, what's up with the whole Paraguay thing? After France and Paraguay played, I guess, I don't know if it was the knockout stage game or what. It was it had to be knockout stage because it was July 4th, and France won 1-0. Apparently, Mbappe was being very cocky and stuff and being very unsportsmanlike. That's what I've heard. I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. He did score the only goal that game. So, he can be a little cocky. But apparently, a politician from Paraguay really went after Mbappe and was being racist towards him and saying a bunch of nasty stuff about him. Let's just chill out a little bit. It's sports. It's okay to be cocky. Obviously, you don't want to – I shouldn't say it's okay to be cocky. Especially in this sense, when it's like a country versus a country. I kind of want to see good sportsmanship. But I honestly don't know what happened. I don't know what was, I don't know what Mbappe did. I don't know what he was saying. Nobody does, except the players that were on the field and maybe the referees. But, so I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Mbappe definitely does have that personality, though, where he is cocky. But, hey, he's the best player in the world at what his job is the best. He's the best person for his job right now in the world. I would probably be a little bit cocky too. So, and I think you would be too. So, I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, that's not really that important. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I have to talk about today. I'm sure I'm missing something that I wanted to talk about. But if I am, we'll just talk about it next episode. Oh, yes. Actually, I do want to say something. Scotty Scheffler, who is one of the only golfers that I know, he missed the cut for the Scottish Open, which is the first time in a while. Let me look. It's snaps his historic, mind-boggling streak of 78 consecutive tournaments without missing a cut. So I don't know if that's is that the best streak of all time? I'm not sure. But he was the number 1 golfer in the world, and he just missed the cut at the Scottish Open, which is kind of crazy, shocking for golf fans. And also, it looks like the Tour de France just happened, which is pretty cool. But that's everything I want to talk about today. I believe, like I said, if I have anything else I want to talk about, I'll talk about it next episode, because why not? I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and listening to me blabber and talk about sports. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Saturday. Have a great rest of your weekend. And everybody stay cool.